Hello, there's a new patch. It came out yesterday. It was a pretty small one, so I thought I wouldn't make a video about it, but here I am making a video about it. So there's a nerf to the subterranean bliss crawler. Not quite sure how it affects. Is it only like a buff to the Mustang? It might be also relevant versus Arclight. I don't know, but it's definitely a very small nerf to the crawler. And then there's a nerf to the raate. And I was kinda suspecting this because the last patch, in my opinion, was a raate buff because of the movement speed change, although they nerfed its damage. And here they are nerfing it again. The raate is pretty powerful, or has been pretty powerful. But I wonder, both of these crawler and raate nerf, are they actually because of these units, or are they because of the photon-coded boats? Because one thing I have learned in this patch is that if you get like a level 3 crawler with subterranean bliss and you put it behind your army, near or behind your overlord, and then photon code it, it's really scary. It's a really scary unit. Because the boats will kill the Vulcan that is in front. And then only thing left to clear the crawlers are like Mustangs or some stray Arclight or fire on the ground. And the photon code and high level crawlers do very well against them. So, and the same with the raate. Because you can't really counter like early raate because it has so much HP. You need like charge shot Phoenix or melting points. Like a normal Phoenix or normal sniper isn't gonna cut it. Especially if you find like a heavy armor for it. And the photon coating makes it so strong. So not quite sure if these kind of units are good on their own or are they only good with the photon coating. So that's kind of weird that they are like changing these units before they are touching the overlord, in my opinion. Then the war factory. A little bit of nerf to the upkeep. Like I've said before that they should just rework this unit and not change it, but I guess it's fine for now. But this is a big nerf to early game war factory, and it kind of doesn't really matter in late game, because in late game if you are buying a factory it's like a hard counter to the enemy board. You will win the game, so the 50 supplies doesn't really matter. But early game factory, this matters a lot. And I think you should probably take off efficient maintenance technology from the war factories, because it's pretty bad to go factory on round 3 or 4 right now. And if you go factory round 5, you don't ever wanna attack the efficient maintenance. And did the war factory need a nerf? Maybe, not quite sure. After the previous nerf, I built the factories, like early factories, a couple of times. They seemed pretty powerful still. But I think I managed to lose some games. So it wasn't like before, when you would win every game. And then the Wasp. Many people like this change. This was campaigned by some of the top players, like I think Panzo and Wonderboat really wanted this to happen. Some of the NA players, but the Wasp has been a usable unit in the recent past. Like it's a good unit, and it's one of those units that will become very oppressive when buffed. It's very similar, I think, to like Hackers, War Factory, Overlord. These kind of units, in my opinion, should be in a more niche role in the game, and the use cases would be like very small. You would need to choose carefully where you use them. And that's why I don't like this Wasp buff. I'm not quite sure how big this buff is. I have played Wasps a little bit in this new patch. They seem really similar to me than what they were before, so not quite sure. I would imagine this would become a lot better if you have high level Wasp with elite or even tech range on them. So I think that's where the buff lies. I usually myself use the Wasp with jump drive and not tech range or elite on them. But I think this will make high level carry Wasps very oppressive. But time will tell. And then the unit drop changes. So there's the unit drops will no longer appear 2 rounds in a row now. So that's basically the biggest change here. I think this is a very needed one. It gives a lot more structure to the game. It becomes less of a clown fiesta now, when you have time to react to the drops and not like drop and then the game's over. But the other changes, I feel like I've been lied to, because I played this patch quite a bit yesterday, and many times I got level 5 steel balls on round 4, and that's so crazy to me. Like, why are they taking so few steps here? Why are they so afraid of nerfing the cards? Like, for me, I think if you really want to keep the free unit cards in the game, the economy should be something like round 2 you wouldn't be able to get the cards. Then maybe round 3 you would get 1 pack of 200 cost unit, like 1 sledge or 1 steel ball. And round 4 you would get like level 2 200 cost units. Like with what you get with the Rhino Specialist. Like that would be a reasonable free unit to me. And then the next set of free units could be like a free unlock of 1 giant and 1 giant. So you can choose like your direction for free. I don't know why they keep nerfing this card so little. They are so afraid. And I think I don't know if Apucci will be mad with me by sharing his comment, but I think it was a pretty hilarious one. He commented on how small the changes are by saying, I imagine if they gave us back the 2 squares, they would do it 1 square at a time in separate patches. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.